Me llamo Jorge Ulloa y soy profesor de español. The topic for today is the intrusive age. If you're not familiar with this topic, let's start from scratch. Let's start by saying that in some areas of the Spanish-speaking world, some native speakers tend to not pronounce the S at the end of words. So a sentence like las casas son muy bonitas might sound la casa son muy bonita. My students normally ask, how do you know if they're saying la casa? How do you know it is one house and not more than one? And of course, a native speaker will still understand because son means are. And that seems to be a habit really of all native speakers. If you are a native speaker of a language, you tend to cut corners, to speak fast. But as a native speaker, you know which corners to cut. So, the intrusive age happens in situations like this, where in the same areas of the world or regions, when you have something like los estudiantes. So in this case, these native speakers, because they tend to not say los by law, and estudiantes becomes estudiante, when they speak fast, lo estudiante sounds a bit not natural for a Spanish speaker, for a native Spanish speaker. So this sound, this H sound, H, creeps in and becomes los estudiante. And that is something that I've heard a number of times in different parts of the Spanish-speaking world. I've decided not to name any places because I don't want to upset anyone. The last example I have, actually, this is the one that prompted me to do this video, because we were in class, in this classroom, and I had recorded a native speaker, and I was playing the recording, and I asked the students to write everything that he was saying. And at one point, this native speaker said, los alumnos, and the students didn't recognize that. They said, is that a new word, los alumnos? And I said, no, that is not a new word, that is the intrusive age. And I explained this to them using these cards, actually. And then I thought I should share it with all of you. The same situation, los alumnos is what most native Spanish speakers will say, but there will be some native speakers who will say los alumnos, especially when they're speaking fast. I think all native speakers, we all have our posh voice, so you were to put this in front of a native speaker and say, could you please read it? He or she will say los alumnos. But the same person, perhaps, if he or she is in a bar, again, not in the whole Spanish-speaking world, but in some areas, you will definitely hear los alumnos. Here on this channel, on my channel, Jorge Castilian Spanish Teacher, I have a list, a playlist, and the name of the list is Listen to Native Speakers. At the moment, I have 15 or 16 native speakers. I would invite you to listen to this playlist, and on that playlist, out of 16, 2 native speakers do this without realizing it, and the other native speakers will understand them. It's just one of those things, we understand each other. I hope you found this useful. Again, before I finish, I want to say the intention of this video is purely academic, to teach learners from all over the world that Spanish has a rich culture, and there is individual features of spoken Spanish in certain areas. There are different intonations, sometimes different vocabulary. So it's a language of many countries, and therefore there will be different varieties, different accents, etc. I hope you found this particular video useful. Muchas gracias. Hasta pronto.